I used the 2 gift cards I got from work and got Lords of the Fallen for
Oh, that's cool.
basically free.
That's cool. Oh
I
shit!
picked up Mario, but I haven't had time to play it yet. I'll probably wait until tomorrow. Plus, there's the Last Faith to play, so I don't know what I want to do first.
You got lots of time to play though, so that's good that you have options, man.
I also have Ashley Revision to play as well as 9 Years of Shadows.
Well, your plate is full. Your cup runneth over, Eric. That's
Probably just gonna dive into Mario RPG because I could finish that in a weekend.
Really.
It's not that long of a game. It's like 15 hours long.
They
didn't add any new content to it.
Scotama's in the house.
Other than the super bosses, but that's it.
What's up, Scotama? Nice to have you here, as always. Hope you're going to have a great weekend. I know I am.
I have a problem. Like, if I wanted to go monthly for PlayStation Plus next year, like, it really wants to railroad in you paying a year's worth.
I know.
I can't find the monthly options at all on there. I might have to go through the website and try to fix it up so
possibly
it does it.
I know. What you call it? Disney Plus wanted to get $139 from me for a year. I'm like, fuck that.
So I might upgrade extra just to get access to some of those PS Plus game catalog games.
Yeah. His plate runneth off the table, Scotama says, with the fork and spoon. Hey, Scotama, welcome. This is RPGrinders. I'm on with Eric RPG. This is Frank. We are about 10 minutes away to showtime. We're eagerly anticipating Breakman's entrance, if you will. And I think we're going to have a great time this week. Couple days before vacation, tomorrow, Eric, we're loading up.
I might consider just letting the auto renewal kick in for a year because it said 60, but that was before they decided to increase the price by $20. But if that's what my PSN account's telling me, then it's probably the last year I can get it at that rate. So maybe I'll just let it happen and see what happens.
Yeah. We are going to have a great show. Tomorrow, Eric, I'm packing. And which is not going to be that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah, there is a video game called Packing.
Yeah, well, this is the real.
Maybe it's called Moving. I can't remember.
This is the real thing. So, there's not really much to pack. I mean, we're just going to pack like 3 or 4 outfits, and just toiletries and stuff like that.
Because we're gonna run around naked.
Yeah, we're going to run around naked in Vegas and get accosted by the police. No, we are... I think we're all ready. I cleaned the inside.
Are you going to get some hookers and some blow?
Yes, definitely. You guys see that Snoop Dogg quit weed? What? That's blasphemy, Scotama.
How dare he?
How dare he?
Too old for it now.
You can never get too old for weed.
No, his heart's too old.
No. He may have had some medical issues that the doctors told. I don't know the story on that. I'll have to see. But yeah, we are. Tomorrow is just packing, and then the next day, 3 a.m, we'll be on our way. But I cleaned the inside of the car. Outside, it's looking brand new, like it is, and it's gonna be fun. We'll be there for 3 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, leaving on Wednesday. So actually, a total of 4 days.
Watch till we find out that Snoop Dogg has cancer, and that's why he's not allowed to smoke weed anymore.
Yeah, he should double his CBD dosages if that's the case.
It's probably has more to do with his lungs.
Yeah, just stop the smoking and go to edibles and other shit. Patches, tinctures, edibles, all kinds of shit. But we're gonna have a great show for you guys today and gals. along with the usual news cycle. You guys are going to want to stick around to see what I've been playing. I'm playing kind of a surprising game. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing them. You need to do a live from a strip bar, show them boobies. Scotoma, I don't think that's allowed. Otherwise, I would, dude. If I could blur out the boobs, I totally would do that. That'd be awesome.
You need to get like a Chatterbait account, and then you can run on that, and you don't have to worry about the streamer censors, because there aren't any on Chatterbait.
Huh. I don't think they would let me in there anyways with the camera. I should go in with my pen camera and take some footage.
What you need to do is you need to win like one of the slot machines really big, and then you could pay them to let you do it.
Maybe. That would be really fucking cool. Sweetheart, you can have that. You can have it. No, you can have it.
I never heard of Rumble.
I don't think you can do that on Rumble, Scotoma. Even they have standards. I know it's free speech, and pretty much they let anything go there. But I'm pretty sure boobs are off the table.
Involved and say we don't want this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna remove our card privileges from yours.
Pretty sure Rumble's not gonna let you.
And so they'll be like, okay, fine, we'll just pay.
I've got a great movie recommendation for everybody. If you can do foreign movies, with subtitles, I've got a great recommendation. You're gonna want to stick around for reviews. I have a terrible stinko today. Sweetos are good this week, of course, and then we have round 3 of our best game duo tourney, and we're coming down to the nitty on that. I think we'll finish that up next week. It's funny, Eric. I planned this vacation perfectly. Spend 3 days in Vegas, come back, have Thanksgiving here, and then I'm back before the next show on Friday. So
I have to do Thanksgiving all by myself this year.
Oh shit! Why is that?
Well, I did last year too, but this year is especially a weird situation because my cousin's getting married. My parents are going, and then
on Thanksgiving?
No.
Oh.
Before Thanksgiving. And then they're going to have Thanksgiving in Texas because my cousins are in Texas. With my sister and her family.
Deep in the heart
then
of Texas.
They're going to stay over and take care of the kids while they go to, I think they're going to Hawaii and Japan because, he has to go there on business trips.
Scotoma says, I plan on getting fatter. Yes, I mean, that's the goal, Scotoma. Me as well. All the weight
I've been losing, I'm going to gain it again.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, Thanksgiving, dude. Thanksgiving. And the thing is, you can't...
Although there is, a community-centered Thanksgiving dinner thing that I might consider going to because I think it's free.
Well, that would be an idea, Eric. That's not a bad plan, Hang on real quick. I got to fix some issues here. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Hang on, guys. I gotta get all this squared away because it's all messed up. Gotta love that. Bear with me. Almost there. What, Bernie? Almost there.
I think I'm gonna take a bath after.
You're gonna take a bath?
Oh yeah, there's another game.
Your once-a-year bath?
Okay. I dye my hair.
Oh, you do have to dye your hair.
That's one thing
right.
I forgot.
Oh shoot! Hold on.
Maybe I'll dye it and listen in the bathtub.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. All right, hang on, guys. I'm almost there. Just have one more cord to plug in. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I mean, I never left, but I'm back. I'm able to hear you now. I don't have to fix my bedpan, Scotoma, you son of a bitch. You're exiled before we even start the damn show. How dare you? You hear me, Eric?
Yeah.
All right. We're just waiting on Breakman to get on in. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric RPG. And, we're going to have fun. We always have fun. I mean, 16 years later, still having fun. Right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I got so. I'm looking at my backlog, Scotoma, and I got Cyberpunk just staring me in the face. I got Tales of Arise. I got Elden Ring. What else? I beat that. I beat that. I beat that. 13 Sentinels. What? Blair Witch. I still got to do. I mean, I've got like, literally, probably 100 games I got to get to.
I don't know why you're bothering with Blair Witch, but whatever.
It's actually not bad, Eric. I played a little bit of Blair Witch. It's not bad.
Fun.
Well, compared to the previous Blair Witch game.
No, it's way better than that. You got that new corded. How dare you, Scotoma? He says plug it in, lights up. How dare you, son of a bitch. What else do I got here? I could delve into the Yakuza games again. I beat 0. I should just go through those games. Those are fun. What else is in my backlog here that I want to take care of? 13 Sentinels for sure. Outer Worlds, I don't know if I'm going to visit that game again. Maybe. And that's about it for my backlog. I've gotten a lot of...
Did you beat that game? And are you talking about the DLC?
What?
For the Outer Worlds?
No, just the Outer Worlds.
Mm.
I don't have the DLC. I just got the base game, I think. But and I got a lot of like indie games on my PS5 that I need to get to.
I think
like
it's funny that the Bloodborne board game has Forsaken Cainhurst Castle as an expansion to the game. It's not part of the board game proper. Weird.
That is weird. I wonder if they did that on purpose, though. We're waiting on Breakman.
Probably because there's so many things you could do in Cainhurst.
Yeah. We're waiting on Breakman to jump on in. We're going to have a great time today. Hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. We got listeners in like almost every country, Eric. It's crazy. Japan. We have a couple of Japan listeners at least. That's cool. All the way out in Japan. Imagine that. We got listeners in South America. We've got listeners in Canada. And we got listeners in Scotomaville. No, I don't know. California. Are you? I think you're in like the northern part of California, aren't you, Scotoma? Or are you more southern? I do like Southern California, man. It's really nice. Certain parts. LA is a shithole, but I mean, Hollywood especially. People think of Hollywood as like really, really glamorous, but
you know what's weird?
Listeners in the bathroom. You're right here, dork. What's weird, Eric?
What's weird is that there are audiobooks of, I think, manga, which is weird. Because, like, manga is something you're supposed to be reading because of all the visual input that you'll get from them.
What is that clicking noise, Eric? Do you hear that?
That was me.
No. There's a little...
Oh.
I mean, there are light novels, but I think Ascendance of a Bookworm is a light novel, but it's still kind of weird to see, like, light novels getting audiobooks. Because when I think of audiobooks, I think of, like, audio versions of, book books.
Yeah. I don't see any messages from Break. Let me check X again real quick, just to make sure.
It's like something only the West is apparently doing.
Nothing from Breakman.
Oh, that's cool for the Toonami people. Lycos Recoil showing up on Toonami. I thought they'd never get a show like that because it's kind of a Yuri story.
Let's see what we got here. Nope, nothing from Break. Hopefully he'll be here soon. We'll wait a few more minutes for Break, and then we'll get started. But gonna have a great show. I guarantee we're gonna have a great show today. I know Break will be here. Break is ever reliable. we'll just hang tight for a minute. Maybe he's having trouble with the Skype update. There was a new Skype update this year, so we'll just hope for the best on that. And hopefully Break gets on in. All right, there's a Break right there. All right, let's see. Let's see if he's ready. I'm going to ask him ready, and he's going to say yes. And then once we get him, he's going to say, hold on a second. Watch. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. I knew it. He says, I got to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. Why didn't you pee before you even wrote that? How dare you, Break, man. All right, we'll wait for Break to get on in. People bitching about, I never understood it. Like, I understand celebrities, they lead such a hard life, right? They have to sign so many autographs and blah, 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 blah. But people get all pissed when people ask for autographs. It's like, if you're famous, that's what people do. They ask for your autograph. What's wrong with catching somebody at an airport and saying, hey, can I have your autograph? I mean...
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. The Scott Pilgrim anime starts today.
Oh, I heard it was good. Cyberpunk is really fun, but it has a few glitches. Yeah, it's getting better though, Scotoma. They I heard they did a really good update, last update. It's still got a few glitcheroonies, but that's the MO for. I mean, I remember when Witcher 3 came out, it was fucking glitchy galore, and now it's one of the greatest games of all time. And I think Cyberpunk's gonna be that in spades, but I don't know why they do that. They just come out with a game with it's like Skyrim, but it's a little different than Skyrim because I think Breakman and I discussed.
They're so thirsty for money that they're just willing to throw everything caution to the wind and chasing that dollar.
Yeah, I think Break and I discussed a little bit about Skyrim, how it was kind of. Those glitches were kind of endearing because they didn't really, fuck up the game for the most part. Like it was just weird glitches like dragons flying backwards and, stuff like that. But, Cyberpunk, when it first came out, holy fuck, that was a mess, man. And I was like, I am not touching that game until they get it fixed. I mean, I bought it really cheap. I think I bought it for $5. Because it got so much bad pub that they, but now I know they got the expansion and, all that shit. So, it's just, seems like it's a much better kind of deal now. It's just way better. So, happy for that. I'm happy for that team, even though, a lot of them are under tremendous pressure with crunch and all that stuff. Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare you come into the chat and just try to wreck it right off the bat like Scotoma. Swear you guys are conspiring. Alright, let's add Breakman to the combo here. Add. Come on. Let's add our buddy, our good friend. All right. We should have Break here any second now. Hopefully he updated Skype. Breakman, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sweet. All right. How was your week, dude?
Oh, busy. I'm sitting down now for the first time all week.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. No, but it has been a busy week.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's good in a way because it, the time goes faster, but it does suck on the body and all that. But glad you made it to the weekend break.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna slow down until after the holidays are over either. So
yeah,
in January I might hibernate.
Hibernate for a month or two. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Well, I'm going on a Vegas vacation, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So
Nice.
All right, let's
here.
let's get started with the show, guys. Here we go.
God, I mean, okay.
And welcome, everybody, to everybody's favorite podcast, RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you? I always love the awkward silences after I ask that question. It's the best. I mean, it's like a RPGrinders tradition. It's even better.
I feel like crap, and I blame the weather.
You always blame the weather, Eric.
Yeah, but it's raining.
Yeah.
So I get moody and crappy when the weather sucks.
Yeah. Well, let's get in a better nude. Let's get in a better nude now, guys.
Wait, I'm up. What did somebody say? Nude?
Break. Yeah, somebody did say nude on accident, but a better view is what I meant to say. So let's
view. You're right.
Right. Let's.
That sounds like a James Bond porn title. A better view.
A better view. I know, right? All right, let's get into the news before this gets any more X-rated.
RPG news.
All right, Eric, you are up.
Sometimes when I click buttons, they don't work. Anyways, from RPG site, we got a delay for the Thaumaturge for its PC release. And now it's coming out February 20, which puts it right in direct competition with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, that's not really good news, but I mean they're obviously delaying it to polish it, but which we always commend.
They might as well just delay it until to match it with the console release at this point.
Yeah, I mean I would just be like, look, we're just gonna release everything with the console because, like you said, if it's going up against Final Fantasy, that's gonna take a lot. I mean, that game, Final Fantasy, is gonna take a lot from anybody around that date, man. I heard that's gonna be probably one of the biggest selling games of all time. So, all right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Nope.
All right, Breakman, you are up, sir.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, roguelike action game Realm of Ink, announced for consoles and PC, due out in 2024. Oh, really? Since 2023 is almost over with.
I know, got a couple months left. You sure it's not coming out this year, Rogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise December announcement.
Yeah.
I really like the art style.
Yeah, I was gonna say the art style looks good. I mean, it's kind of isometric and it's roguelike. I'm not too into, but still, it can be good. I mean,
no, it depends on how they do the roguelike. If everything is to carry over and stuff like that, I'm okay. But
yeah,
if it's like just you go,
certain some things will be at least.
Yeah, it's almost got.
When you die, you just have to start all over. It's like, fuck.
I know.
There are ways of preserving certain things at certain points of the game.
Yeah, it's almost got an Okami aesthetic to it, which I really like. Almost. I mean, it's a little different, but I don't know. It looks pretty good to me. I don't know. Maybe the game will be good. I'm sure these guys will let me know. All right. Gotta wait for my link to come up for the next story from Gamatsu. It's always usually Gamatsu has these damn issues, man. I don't know what to do about them. All right, there we go. Come on, you could do this. Do you like my stall tactics, Break? How I'm just like
Yeah,
rambling
yeah.
and because sometimes you have to do that. You just have to ramble until you get the story, like I just did now. Rusted Moss coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch in spring 2024, alongside a major update to add up to 8 hours of new content. That's pretty cool.
I'm glad I didn't ask for a Nico for the PC version.
Yeah. Major content update in the works. Okay, 2 new areas to explore, 7 to 8 hours of additional content, over 300 new rooms, boss rush mode. Does anybody here like boss rush modes? I'm not a fan.
Sometimes,
I
like the Game Boy Castlevania games and the DS Castlevania games had boss rush modes, which let you unlock things, and they weren't particularly like hard to play.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Especially since they're based on your save file, so if you're really powerful, you'll just blow through it anyway.
Yeah.
And I like Mega Man, like boss battles.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's like that, that's good. But like going through like a gauntlet of fucking.
I mean, it's going through the gauntlet. Like you're gonna die eventually, but see how many of them you can defeat before you die.
I liked how Sekiro had boss rush mode added, but I wish they could have just let you fight bosses individually, so you could practice getting better at them.
I don't wanna fight boss after boss if it's like Sekiro or fucking Dark Souls or any of that shit. What the hell is this, Freak 5? That looks excellent. It's like shrimp and steak fajitas, it looks like. God damn it, man. Why you... I mean, good thing I ate already, though. So I can't say I'm going to be hungry after seeing that.
I ate a Pop-Tart, so it won't work on me.
Yeah, I'm kind of immune. I ate a little bit of spaghetti right before the show, so I knew we were going to... I didn't want to have that hunger at the end of the show type thing, so, All right, Eric, next story, please.
From another one from Gamatsu, we've got Tengoku Struggles Stray Side, which is a visual novel, an otome visual novel. And it's coming out in the West via Access Games. And it says April 2024, so no solid date, so I guess whenever they can do it.
Yeah.
It is year XX of the Reiwa era. So anywhere between the last couple of years ago and now and the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Anyways, through agreement between the human realm and the hell realm, Asakusa was transformed into a tourist attraction where the living can meet the dead. One day, the spider's thread was dropped from heaven down to hell, allowing many of hell's prisoners to escape. Oh, so there's an element of danger to this visual novel. That's interesting. But, you basically are a girl. Anybody who doesn't know what otomes are, you basically play as a female protagonist, and you can develop one of several relationships between different characters. Sometimes they change it up, because Norn 9 Var Commons had you choosing which protagonist to play as, and you'd see their story instead. But they're typically about one person going after several, and you basically hook up with them at the end of the story. And then sometimes they have a common route, which has a true ending, which is completely insane, usually. But I'm kind of interested in this.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped covering visual novels because Axis does so many of them. It's hard to
keep up
to do any of them.
Yeah. Freak 5 says, right now I'm dashing until I get hungry.
But if the premise is interesting enough, I might check it out.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eric. There's a lot of these, and it just, if you hear about a good one, that's what you should probably go with. I do want to point out, on the cover of this, Breakman, I don't know if you saw this. If you look at this story, I mean, it looks like he's grabbing her boob, like the front thing there. Sort of looks like he's copping a feel.
Is that what we're calling them now?
What's that?
Her front thing. That's what we're calling boobs.
Well, I mean, her boob, her titty, her chachanga, however you want to say it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's got their own euphemisms for different things, right? Like fun bag.
You see, there are no more. The two things that have the most euphemisms are the breasts and the penis.
Yes.
There are billions of euphemisms for both.
Yes, that's exactly correct. So. All right. I think it's Breakman's turn next.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, isometric action adventure game Nocturia? Nocturia? How do you pronounce that?
Nocturi.
Nocturia? Nocturi. Jeez, God. For PC launches November 28th. Colorful and splendid and intriguing fairy tale of Illuminators? Sorry. I'm still stumped on the word Nocturi.
Noctuary?
Nocturi. God, I can't even.
It's like Sanctuary, but Nocturne.
Nocturi launches on Steam on November 28th. It's a Chinese developer, Great Ska Studios.
Huh.
I don't know if they have some meaning in Chinese, but it's just weird in English translation. But whatever. This game's coming.
Maybe they're big Back to the Future fans, Breakman.
Maybe I don't know. I'm still I'm flummoxed now. I'm just.
You're flummoxed. You're flummoxed.
Yes.
All right, is that it, Break?
I think my brain's foobar. Let's move on.
It looks good, man. I'm looking at the trailer. It's an action RPG isometric game, and it looks actually pretty good. So, looking forward to seeing if this one is decent. All right, let's move on to the next story as soon as it pops up, because my browser is as slow as how I'm talking, and it still hasn't brought up the story. So I know it's about Misty Battlefield, and here we go. Cards RPG, the Misty Battlefield debut trailer. I know. Finally.
Cards is an acronym.
See how I held off there, Breakman? I'm trying my best,
I
dude.
plotted it. That was good stalling.
I know. Details and screenshot. First real look at the roguelike deck builder strategy RPG. So everything that I hate in RPGs is in this game, which means I'll probably love it. So it comes via Steam in 2024, so that we don't even get any sort of date. We don't know if it's going to be at the beginning, middle, or end. But there you go. So I'm trying to look at some screens of it, but it won't even let me see those. It's like it says, it's a tactical card deck building game, which I know Break and I are not huge fans of deck building games, but maybe the tactical part would suck Break in. And
I don't know. I'd have to see it in action, see what it is.
yeah, I'm looking at it. It doesn't look, I mean, aesthetically, it's not, like a few of these games, the art style is really, really great. But this one, from the screens that I can sort, I guess it's not too bad now that I pull up.
It looks like it's like a strategy game to me. Like, that makes me interested.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like a strategy game. And it does have a decent art style. It's like a really detailed RPG Maker style type game, I guess. Like
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would, because I have my own opinion, Eric. I think it looks better than that. I mean, like a high definition version.
Never looked this good.
Well, are you not listening to what I'm saying, Eric? I said it's like a high definition version of that. So I mean, it's better than that for sure. The deck building, I'm not so interested in, but I don't know. It looks okay. Maybe Break can play this and then let us know. All right, Eric, next story, please.
It just kind of feels like it was originally designed for mobile, and then they reworked it for consoles at some point.
Does kind of look like that, Eric.
Or it looks like it might be the opposite. They're gonna eventually port it to mobile, so they designed it specifically.
Yeah. I'm really interested in this next game, Eric.
Next game is Catatious. I think think that's how you pronounce it, is announced for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It's a horror RPG. And the developer's name is Yuppie Psycho.
Yeah.
Yuppie Psycho is the name of the game, and their developer's name is Baroque DK Games.
We've talked about Yuppie Psycho before. I wonder if that game is good.
That game I still want to play. It's only on Steam right now though. But anyways, it was originally announced in 2013. It took wow. This is actually a remake. It sounds like. A decade ago, Baroque Decay made an exciting game announcement. The first game, Catatius, pixelated survival horror game. It's got a minimalist graphic style, but like if you played Death Road to Canada, that's basically what it reminds me of and looks like. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, it looks like a rudimentary. What is that game, Eric? Corpse Party, like a rudimentary corpse party, sort of. But I'm interested because I'm always down to play something that they label as horror RPG because that always gets my attention. So looks good. Anything else on that, Eric?
Nope.
All right, then I guess it's up to Breakman next.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Playism, WSS Playground, and Team Ladybug announced side-scrolling action game Blade Chimera for Switch and PC. There's a lot of people announcing that there. Publishers Playism, developers WSS Playground, and Team Ladybug. And they've announced it for spring of 2024. Plays Shen, a demon hunter, has lost his memories and now exploring the world together with his sword, the transformed Lumina demon Lux, recollecting memories about yourself, your missing wife, and skills you've forgotten. So,
yeah.
This developer also did Toho Luna Nights and Record of Lotus War, Daedalus and Wonder Labyrinth, and that's a fun game you should play.
I want to play that game, Eric. That's is it on the PlayStation Store?
It's on, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on sale often, and it could probably stand to be a little bit lower, but it's for what it is. Like I think $15 would be a good price point for that game.
Yeah. What is it at now? 20, 25?
25, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little too hefty for that type of game, I'd say. But
and the lowest on sale I've seen it for is like $17.
Freak says we need more horror RPGs. I agree. Freak 5, horror RPGs. This game looks good, Eric. I'm looking at the announced trailer and it's got gameplay in it. Looks like well, it's a Metroidvania, right? With some and it doesn't look like it's like one of those.
I almost think that they made the Record of Lotus War game as a prototype for this.
Yeah, this looks good. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing it. All right, Break, you get the honor of the last story.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yay. Okay. Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Korean FMV. Jesus, I'm sorry. Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Korean FMV game Mota Solo. No girlfriend since birth. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch November 30th. I mean, if you're like 12 or something, that's fine. But if you're like 50, that's kind of sad. Just saying.
Not necessarily. I mean, shit. There sometimes.
No, well, I mean, if you're not interested in girls, no boyfriend, no girlfriend is what I was taking as.
Right.
Anyways, it's an interactive movie uniquely produced to place you directly into the scene from a Korean drama featuring events that branch out into either one of multiple endings. Based on the information gathered while interacting with various in-game features, players can sympathize with Kimo as he tries to win over his date, Yumi Kim, or they can intentionally mess things up. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Basically, like the old deal with the story is that he's never had a successful date with anybody because every time he tries, something horrible happens, like he's cursed or something. I wonder if it's because people like Breakman intentionally screwing up his life because we're all
like it's not straight up one like a murder mystery or something like that. It's either like you can help him date or you can fuck him up, which sounds fun to me. Just mess up his date. in every way possible, like a bad comedy movie.
Yeah. I mean, that might be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing it, you know. Refresh. I mean, I don't know what goes on, but every once in a while, it, you know, that laugh break, man, it's so creepy sometimes the way that it comes out, man. It's crazy. All right, let's move on. Any homie discounts? Does anybody have any homie discounts to speak of?
That sale I talked about last week is still going on.
Oh, the Indie Gala.
The Arrow Gay game.
Yeah. Is it manga or games that's on sale?
Games.
Oh, okay. So
I
that
think the manga one still might be on sale. Let's check.
okay. There is a huge PlayStation sale going on right now, kind of a Black Friday thing, and I mean there's just too many to
It
list.
is. Both of them are going on.
Oh, cool. There's just too many games to list, guys. I saw Skyrim for $8. I saw, I think it was God of War Ragnarok for 40, which isn't too terrible of a deal. I did hear it's going to be 35 physically, so you might want to hold off on that. Cyberpunk was down to 20, I believe, which I think is a little too pricey for that game. All the Resident Evil games are on sale. Like they normally are anyways. Tales of Arise on sale.
I was considering getting the Xbox version of Resident Evil 4, but it's still too high for price at this point.
Yeah, just wait on that, Eric. What else? Besides, don't you have it on the PlayStation? Why would you buy it on the Xbox just for the Chivos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And redundancy, so I have it on every platform. I don't have to worry about ever not having it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Last of Us Part 1, the remastered version was, I think, 30 or 40. It's still too much. I would wait for that to go down.
Last of Us Part 2 is getting a remaster.
That's ridiculous, man. That game looks fine. Why are they doing that? That's just so ridiculous.
There's so many games that could be remastered. Why are you remastering a game that came out like 2 years ago? What the fuck?
How about Bloodborne? That's what I want. Give me Bloodborne remastered.
So you might as well just port the game instead of trying to remaster it, because it would have been cheaper.
You know what franchise I want to bring back? The Legacy of Kain franchise.
Oh, that would be a great one, Breakman. Yeah.
I think it's in rights hell right now, though.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who really has the rights anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually what you're. Yeah, I think I read something along those lines too.
Yeah. All right, let's go to what we've been playing.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Breakman, what have you been playing?
Well, of course, I've been playing Starfield. I'm not going like the traditional route, like I'm being like a good person, but I've spent most of my time like exploring planets and getting ingredients to make shit, stuff like that, instead of going on quests. And just still enjoying myself, like yeah, whatever.
So you're taking the pacifist hermit path through Starfield.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I don't mind
actually,
playing
I
games
have
like that, Break. Like, I think Grand Theft Auto, you could kind of do that until you have to do the quest. You know, you could just, explore the whole world, look for the packages, like, stuff like that. That's
kind of what I'm doing. It's just the only time I get into fights is when I get attacked, essentially, which does happen a lot.
Yeah.
It's goddamn, there's space pirates fucking everywhere. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Get a job, you fucking pirate assholes.
Yeah.
Super Mario Wonder, I want to play that so bad. Stop making me jealous. But I did find a game that finally pulled me away from Starfield.
Ooh,
And,
I'm listening.
Could do that.
You said most retail deals are meh this year, but I haven't seen any being posted.
They're meh.
anywhere.
They're meh. I'm with
The only
Breakman.
good one I saw was the OLED Switch for 300.
Mhm.
I forget who that was at though. But anyway, so the game taking me away is I played the fuck out of Dungeons 3, and I did not expect a sequel. The sequel's on Game Pass 4, and it's a continuation of the third game, which I loved and was addicted to, and resource gathering and making an army of little monsters, It's right up my alley. It really is.
I bet you actually I remember you liking Overlord quite a bit, right? Break.
No, it wasn't. Oh, it was Dungeon. It was called Dungeons.
Wasn't there a game called Overlord that was pretty good?
But
Yeah.
we were talking about dungeons.
I know, but I thought
I never played Overlord. I know what you're talking about.
because that just seems like a game you get to play as the villain and have all your minions, and I don't know. I thought that would be right up your alley, Break, but
I don't know. Well, this isn't a real-time strategy game. I don't know what that one played like, and I love the
I
real-time strategy game. I mean, I've been playing these since Warcraft. You know, like before that was WoW. And they haven't made a Warcraft since. Actually, now that I think about it, we've only had 2 StarCrafts. What the fuck are they doing over? They're just they're just sitting on WoW all day long.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do another StarCraft. That's really weird, you know, but maybe.
But so anyways, it's more the same. You're the bad guy again, but it's like tongue-in-cheek, villainly. You know, it's over the top, cartoon villains. It's not the Legacy of Kain evil level. You know.
God, those were good games, Breakman. I agree with you 100%. They need to bring that franchise back. I remember playing those on, I believe, the Dreamcast.
Has anybody seen any deals for Fire Emblem Engage?
Yes, Eric, I did actually. And I think it was
I've seen them like 20-25% off on Switch games. I haven't seen any like really good discounts.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So yeah, Dungeons 4 is fantastic. I'll be playing that.
Weren't there like every Black Friday, like when it was really Black Friday and not Black Month? Like, you know, a ton of like really good.
It was Black Friday, and then they added Cyber Monday, and now we've got Black Friday deals all year fucking long.
Yeah.
Black Friday in July.
It just kind of takes away from
Black Friday all month long for some reason.
I remember when Black Friday was just the day, right? And it was chaos, right? Like you would go, but every once in a while.
In a way, I'm kind of glad the chaotic days are gone.
Well, I am too, Eric. But what I'm
many of these days in retail, I'm for the people working in retail. I'm so glad for them they don't have to go through the shit that I did.
I agree. But there were certain deals that you got. Like I remember getting like, I think it was like a 42 or 50-inch TV for like $100, like something crazy, you know?
Yeah, if you get there in time, like they'd always like have something. It'd be like a lower end thing, but the price on it would be so cheap that it's like, okay, like I could buy this for myself or a gift, whatever. Like, I know it's the biggest quality, but the price is so good, like I have to get it.
Yeah. And there were certain games that were like $10 or $5 or you know, and then you would get there early and you would get those and that's what made it really, really good. Or there was like 4K movies or something that was like, you know, $5 and that was like a big deal, you know. And then now it's like
they'd always do like I hated this. Like if you get here between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., we'll have these on sale for this price.
Yep.
Like it's not. Can't we have the whole day sale? Why do we have these special things to make people rush in here? It's already going to be fucking crowded, you douchebags.
Yeah, and it usually was crowded. Well, I remember waiting in line and getting a TV for like, and it was actually a really nice TV. It was after my divorce. It was like I needed a TV, and it was just like perfect timing, you know. Yeah. And
I would say I was in retail sales a lot of those years, not just retail. When I was in just retail, I wasn't getting paid like. I was just getting paid hourly, but in sales, I was getting paid commission. Black Friday, in fact, the whole month until like January 1st, you get so much fucking money.
Apparently, Fire Emblem Engage is like $40.
That's not terrible.
The rest of the year struggling, and you get the Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's like you make enough money to pay for your rest of the year.
Jesus,
it was that crazy.
That's good.
I might just say pass because I've seen it for about similar on GameFly already.
Yeah.
So I'll just get it whenever and just probably get some digital store stuff because the Steam holiday sale is going to happen soon.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping for a sale on Tears of the Kingdom. I really wanted that game cheaper, but whatever.
Too soon. It's doing too well. They won't do it.
I know. It's doing really good. You know. Early Stinko Freak 5 says someone ordered fucking Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, man. Those are good. All right, let's move on to reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
Breakman, do you have any reviews this week?
I guess I could review Loki season 2.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot
I
about
haven't
that.
gotten around to watching it yet.
No spoilers, I guess.
Okay,
But
I'll try and avoid spoilers, but give you kind of the sense of the plot and give you a little synopsis of it. The first season was about Loki and the variants of Loki interacting, and the Loki that we all know and love, kind of going through his redemption and finding love with another variant of himself as they fight through this time, but the time variant's authority so it's a mission through time. And in the second one, now that they've decided like basically what's going to come next, and we know that the Kang Wars are coming because of what happened at the end of season 1, and now because of what happened in season 1, the time variance authority is now in trouble itself, and Loki and Morbius and the rest are all on a mission to save it. It was fun, but it wasn't as good as the first season. I mean, I know it's hard to catch something as good as that first season was, but still, it just really paled in comparison in a lot of ways.
really,
Yeah, like Hiddleston and Owens are still one of the best duos I've ever seen. Like they just, I can't explain it. It's like, it doesn't look good on paper. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, but on screen, you know?
yeah, I hear you. I also watched Loki season 2, and I slightly disagree with you, Break. I think it was pretty fucking fantastic, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna try to do this spoiler free because I know Eric hasn't seen it, and a lot of people haven't seen it.
It's only 6 episodes, so we gotta be really careful.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think the events that happen in this movie, how can I put this? I think it was almost perfect because
What movie?
not movie series, Eric. Loki season
he said
2.
movie.
Okay.
I know what he meant, though.
You know what I meant, Eric. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish here. So, I think the way that all of these events, I agree with you, it wasn't quite as fun, Breakman, but as far as setting up like things to come, I think it did about as good a job as any series I've ever seen in setting up further storylines. You know what I mean? Like
The
it's
storyline itself was solid, but there was, I mean, as far as the plot of him I can't get into spoilers really.
yeah.
But it's just there was a lot of just for instance, characters that were really important in the beginning, first few episodes, suddenly were no longer really important. You know, stuff like that. It was kind of irritating. And I gotta say, I was not a fan of what's his name, Majors. John Majors.
Really? I was.
His performance is what's his name? Victor Timely.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors is his name.
Yeah, it's like Jonathan, not John. Yeah, Jonathan Majors. But I just like, I don't know. It was just really off-putting.
I understand what you're saying, but I look at what you're saying though, Break. He completely changed. It's the same person but a variant, right? So his acting chops. I know there's controversy with him, like in real life, but
right.
But,
I'm not considering any of that in my
right. But
when he's looking like that, you know.
Yeah, the stuttering. I know, but
yeah, like I've known people with stutters and stuff, and it just comes off as kind of rude to me, honestly.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking at it from that lens, I can see what you're saying, Break. But I thought actually he did a great job because it was so different from the Kang character that we know, right? So I don't know, man. Like I understand what you're saying, Break, but
but don't get me wrong, because he also appeared as the He Who Remains, and I like him as He Who Remains.
Right.
I think he's great as He Who Remains. I just did not like his Victor Timely.
I disagree. I don't know.
I mean, I think my main problems with it, like, or that some of the characters just didn't become relevant at the end.
Yeah.
And they just kind of dropped them. Which
There
is kind of a
was
shame. One of them was really good.
there was one scene with Victor Timely, and I thought it was great when he first, puts on the suit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought that was pretty
unexpected and
fucking
very good.
great. It's so good. But
And don't get me wrong, like I like it a lot. Like the comedy was still there in a lot of parts, and bringing in the guy who used to be the kid in Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom and Goonies, like bringing him in there.
oh, you mean the Academy Award winner, Ki Hwan? I can't remember his full name.
I don't want to even try and butcher his name, but like seeing him back in acting was cool, and he was a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did either of you watch Everything Everywhere at Once? I know Frank did, but did you?
No, I'm
Yes, it's a great movie, and he deserved that Oscar, and so did Jamie Lee Curtis. It was awesome. And you both should watch it because it's a great movie.
I've seen it already.
It's great. It's an awesome movie. But so what do you?
I think there's a director's cut that has extra scenes, so I might need to watch it again.
What would your score be, Breakman, for Loki season 2?
I would say a 7 is my score. So I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it like the first season. I think I give the first season like a 9 or a 9.5.
I think you gave it 9.5. I'm giving this season actually a 9.
Do you think it could have been improved by having, again, what's with the low episode count? It's like maybe
I know.
if we had like 2 more episodes at least.
I'm kind of happy though, Eric.
Like I was saying, the story is fine because of the 6 episodes. The story is really there aren't really any meaningless scenes or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the story is condensed and it's very tightly told, and I don't have a problem with that.
I wanted to see the Marvels before we did the show so I could review it, but I didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
I still need to see Blue Beetle now. It's on HBO Max.
Oh, is it? Yes. Yeah, I can see it now.
I'm gonna see that so bad.
Yeah, I do too. I'll probably watch that for next week's show. And yes, I will be here, even though I'm going on vacation. I'll be back before next show, so there will be a show next week, everybody. I also watched that. I forgot about that break, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
I think one of the things that bothered me the most about it is the first season was about him falling in love with Sylvie. Mm-hmm. They're like hate each other in this season.
I didn't
know, like there's nothing, like they don't try and rekindle or anything. It's just
I didn't like that aspect of the first season, actually, Breakman, because I figured this is the same character. It's Loki on Loki action. It's like that just was weird to me. I think that's why I graded the first season like an 8, just because of that. But that being said, I understand what you're saying. It was kind of jarring going from, okay, she was a love interest to now them bickering a lot and fighting and not liking each other. It was a big, juxtaposition. And Scotoma and Freak 5 are exiled.
Life choice was so infuriating.
Yeah. I don't know. I give this season a 9. I almost gave it a 9.5 because I liked it that much, and I love the ending. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, the ending is great. Like I said, the story is really condensed, and it was a huge callback to the old movies too.
Yeah.
The 4 and 4-2.
Yep.
Because there were things that happened in those movies between like him and Odin and stuff, and lines that were said that become very meaningful. And now, like 10 years later.
Yeah.
That stuff is really cool. I really love that stuff. I guess I don't know. Just there was something that was off to it.
Has it been 10 years since Ragnarok?
Yeah,
not that long.
Not that long on Ragnarok. But I don't know, man. I think this is. I'm glad it was only 6 episodes because, like you were saying, Break, it was condensed for a reason, like tight storytelling.
Yeah.
But my Disney Plus subscription was coming up, and they wanted me to pay $139, and I was like, "Fuck that!" So I didn't renew because I'm not not paying that much. That seems overly ridiculous to me.
Just resub for a month when you feel like watching something else again.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll just get it for a month, and then but I'll wait till like 3 or 4 things pop up on there, like 3 or 4 movies or series, like Mandalorian's coming back, I know, and a couple other things, but yeah, it's just too expensive, and I'm just gonna play the monthly game with it now, and that way I get my money's worth, and that's it. Few movies and few series, and just get done with them, and that's it. Scotoma and Freak Fiber Exile, sons of bitches, and YouTube Breakman. God damn it!
What did I do?
Yeah, you know what you did.
Participated? Jeez.
All right, so Eric, I didn't see any reviews. Did you have a review?
No.
All right.
I actually reviewed.
I got a review on the site though.
Oh, cool. What Breakman?
For
Wait.
The Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition.
All right.
First edition.
Yeah.
Breakman, you were saying
that's an in joke for the game because like there's this mode called Ludicrous Gibbs mode.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with Ludicrous Speed or Ludicrous the Rapper.
No.
Damn it!
No,
I would have loved that.
It sucks. It's done.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
All right, Breakman. What were you saying? Did you have any other reviews?
I watched another documentary, and I forgot to write down the name of it, but I think it's pretty new. It might have just came out, but Milli Vanilli documentary.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't see it, but I saw that there was a documentary out.
For those old folks like us who remember the 80s, there was a group, 2 guys who were caught in a huge lip syncing scandal. They came to America basically pretending to be these musicians, and they weren't. And we find out a lot about why and how it happened in this documentary. It was like 1988, 1989. They were the biggest music act. Like they came out there, a couple songs everybody loved.
Girl, you know it's true. Ooh,
Yes.
ooh, ooh, I love you. Yeah.
There was nobody I knew who didn't like those songs. They were fantastic songs. And then suddenly we started getting all these jokes about them. Like I remember they did a skit on In Living Color, like them being lip syncing and stuff like that. And then the whole scandal broke apart where it turns out they're lip syncing, and basically it was another guy singing and another guy rapping, and they were just up there dancing, and that was the only reason they were really hired, is because they were great dancers.
Yeah.
Well, they can sing now. Like the one guy can sing now. He's done a lot of practice. He can actually. The one guy who's still alive he does like perform the actual songs now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, they kind of glossed over a little bit of the tragedy of the other guy.
Yeah.
They talked a lot about it, but they glossed over the fact that he killed himself, which I thought was sad and they should have addressed. Like, they just said that he passed, and then they showed the news article, and if you caught the news article, it was sleeping pills and alcohol, Like
Yeah.
he killed himself. Like
Yeah,
it was a suicide, and like they just never even brought that up.
I think
Which
they
is
did that out of
so-
respect for him, but I agree they should have went into it a little bit more, because that's what a documentary is supposed to do, right? Like, yeah.
And especially in this case because of what happened to him. Like it was this downfall sent him, like they were doing drugs at the time, but it sent him into a spiral where he started doing harder drugs and making worse life choices and stuff like that. The downfall of Milli Vanilli. So like the whole scandal was, it eventually led to a suicide.
Yeah.
So I think it was an important aspect to it. It was a horrible thing for them to skip over it. But the rest of the documentary I actually really loved. And you feel a lot of sympathy for them too, honestly.
It's like
this is 30 years later, and you've seen that they've went through absolute fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like the guy, the guy's still alive today says sometimes he still gets insulted about it and shit. Like,
yeah, it's I hate shit like that. It shouldn't have happened. It was unfortunate, and it shouldn't have happened.
Laughing stock at the time, but
Right.
At some point we gotta move on.
It's like, I agree with you, Breakman, because it's like Monica Lewinsky, right? Like everybody fucking like like just totally trashed her.
I feel so bad about the things I said about her then.
I do too, Breakman. It's awful the way that she was treated, and I mean,
I participated in it.
I know.
Bad about that.
I know.
I can do to change it.
I know, man. It's strange. Like I mean, she got it bad, man, and the real perpetrator was that pervert fucking Bill Clinton, you know, and everybody thinks of him as like this great fiscally responsible president, and we had a surplus in the economy and all this, and
a huge surplus when he was the president, because he was the fortunate recipient of the boom of the internet.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, exactly. But to me, it just like
the Silicon era, like Silicon Valley happened while he was president, and that's like that's a lot of money.
Right.
Made.
Right. Well, like I was saying, like Monica Lewinsky was just like a pawn in it. You know, she was like a tiny fucking guppy in a fish of fucking or a pond of fucking sharks. You know.
Wolves too.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, she didn't deserve what she got, man. I mean, was she wrong? Yeah, she was wrong. I mean, cheating and. But
think about it from her perspective too. Like she was 19 at the time.
Yeah, she was young, man.
She was really young.
Yeah.
The president of the United States finds you attractive.
Yeah.
You're a young woman, and the most powerful man on the planet wants you.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
She didn't have a chance.
No,
it was never fair to her ever.
Yeah, it was not fair. I agree with you, Break. It just. I mean, her story's crazy, man. Like her life, man. Like, wow. You know, it's like, I don't know. When Monica did that interview, she had how dare you, Sconema? That's exactly what we're talking about, man. Like,
so anyways, the Milli Vanilli doc is actually really good. I recommend it. Even though they glossed over the whole suicide aspect.
Yeah.
Like they do spend a lot of time with the guy who survived, and he is open and honest about everything.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah. So leave Milli Vanilli alone is what you're saying.
And check out the doc.
Yeah, check out the doc. It's on Netflix?
So
is it on Netflix? Break.
Was that on Hulu? Amazon? What was that on? Oh, we don't remember.
Oh, okay. We don't remember. I like how you turned to Mrs. Break and you're like, we don't remember. That's awesome.
High.
What do you give it? What's your score on that documentary, Break?
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
And if you weren't looking to be sympathetic for him, and you might hate it, basically. But I feel it was so long ago. We need to let it go. It's not like they murdered anybody, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they fooled people for 20 years. Like they were hit for a year.
And the way it happened, like they thought they were gonna sing. They got thrown in.
Oh yeah, you'll find out in the documentary, like they were lied to and tricked a lot too.
Yeah.
Like they were thrown to the wolves. Well, the guy who did it.
And like when you're making all this money, are you gonna like deny it?
No, hell no. I mean, I don't blame those guys for making that money, man. Make it while you can. But I mean, it was disingenuous, but it's not. It's not like
right, but I think a lot of people would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody should like, you know, I mean, it is what it is, and they got what they got. But I think it's like, you know, the hell dilemma. Like once somebody spends an eternity in hell, when's enough? You know what I mean? Like even for the worst crime, you know. That's why I always had a problem with the concept of hell, because like, you know, let's say I hit somebody and I went to hell because I didn't repent, so I deserve to be in hell forever because I smacked someone. You know, it's like eventually, like, you've done your penance, you know, and that's how I feel like in real life. Like somebody like Milli Vanilli, I think they definitely have done, you know, I mean, one person paid with their life and the other one still has to go through hell. I think it's not right. I would agree with you, Break, but you know. I couldn't stop staring, Scotimus.
Right now, so yeah, this is new, and it was on Paramount Plus as well.
Oh shit, I don't have Paramount Plus.
And the reviews are giving it a 7.5, so I wasn't far off.
No. Well, your opinion matters more than the critics. Break.
I know.
So
obviously, me and you were the best critics that I've ever lit.
I agree. I mean, we we hold more weight than anybody. I mean, I'm saying so, which is why I'm going to get into my review of a movie called When Evil Lurks. This is on Shudder, and I'm going to tell everybody right now, this is one of the creepiest, scariest movies I've seen in a very, very long time. It is a Argentinian movie, so there are subtitles. So if you're that way where you just don't like subtitled movies, I don't know what to tell you. This is a great movie. It's obviously a horror movie. It is fantastic. Like it starts off kind of slow, but it's not one of these like slow burns that is just slow burn throughout. It just gains momentum and it keeps on going all the way till the end. It is insanely awesome. It's got everything a horror fan would like. It's got everything a mystery fan would like. It's got a great cast. These are obviously people I don't know because they're Argentinian actors, but they are fantastic. The acting is great. The cinematography, the direction is awesome. Like, this movie is almost a perfect movie. I mean, there are almost literally no flaws to this movie when it comes to the horror aspect of it, the story, the premise. Basically, there's a small town in Argentina, in the outskirts, right, where there ends up being what they call I forget what they call them. I think they call them the possessed ones, or something of that nature. How dare you, Breakman, son of a bitch. No, it's just great. And they find one of these possessed ones, and there's just a series of events, and it just gets wild, and it's fucking awesome. If you like those slow burn movies, you're gonna love it. If you like slow burn movies that end up getting fucking crazy halfway through and it doesn't stop till the end, you're gonna fucking love it. If you like really good kills, this definitely has great kills, and one in particular is crazy. I'm just like, holy shit. It is fantastic. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. I haven't done that for very many movies, but When Evil Lurks is definitely in the pantheon of newer horror movies that are unique and scary and creepy and makes you think. And I mean, it's just a great movie. I highly recommend people watch this movie called When Evil Lurks. Check it out on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive, so if you don't have Shudder and you're a horror fan, I don't know what to tell you. You need to get it and watch this movie because it's awesome. Go out and watch this movie. Rent it. It's on Vudu. It's on Amazon. You can rent it if you don't have Shudder. I highly would recommend getting the trial to Shudder. I think they give you 7 days or whatever. Watch this movie. Trust me, you won't regret it. It's a great movie. So check it out. 10 out of 10, and I hardly ever give movies 10 out of 10. I think this is only, the second or third movie that I've given a 10 out of 10. It is great, and it will have you on the edge of your seat from the time you start to the time you end the movie. It is great. All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Stinkos of the week.
Yeah, my Stinkos of the week. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and start with the war and on Gaza. I should say the genocide on Gaza.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Yeah.
Like you're using the war with Hamas as an excuse to commit a genocide because they are starving the people now. They have limited water access. They've all been the survivors have been shoved into a smaller and smaller area dictated by Israel, and meanwhile they're still bombing hospitals and everything else.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I saw a video, Breakman, of Israeli. I don't know if they're called soldiers over there or military or whatever the fuck, but they were in
Called IDF.
Yeah, IDF. There you go. They were in a school, and they were looking at certificates of like honor rolls for students. You know how like you get awards and stuff like that, and they were smashing them. And I was like, this is what's going on over here. Like what kind of person does that? You know, these are kids we're talking about. We're not talking about Hamas here. We're talking about kids going to school and getting honor awards, and you're smashing their certificates. That is, other than bombing hospitals and bombing schools, I think that's pretty fucking low. So, you know.
It just shows a total disrespect, a total lack of... They really see Palestinians as lower than them.
And I don't understand it because these are Jewish people, Breakman. And if anybody knows about genocide, it's them.
I don't know. It's hard to explain why people go to war a lot of time. Like, I mean, look at Iraq and Iran. Like, they were at war for, 100 years?
Yeah.
Like, they hated each other so much, and it's... Like, yeah, why?
I don't get it because of borders, man. It's always about borders. It's the reason why a lot of people in this country hate Mexicans, because of a border. I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I mean, people are people. Take them one at a time, and whatever happens, you know. So,
okay. Next, our overcrowded planet has officially reached 8 billion humans.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're trying to stop abortions when we've got way too many people on this planet as it is. It's not sustainable as is.
Isn't it China that has a limit on how many kids you can have, Break?
I don't know if they still do that. I know they used to. Japan had like you can only have like one girl rule at some point, and then two, and
China, they're probably falling over themselves because they don't have enough people in Japan. They want people.
Japan, it hit them hard. Like, there's a generation they set of men where, like, there are not enough women. Like, so they're like a generation of men who are depressed because there's just not enough women to go around.
That's sad, man, and I could see that. That's a societal issue, big time in Japan.
I think the bigger issue with Japan is that their workaholic culture, basically. Even when people do decide to get married, they can't be together because they're always working.
Yeah, working long ass hours. They don't have the problem.
So most people have the good sense to just not even bother getting married because, one, you're going to get a shitty job or shitty pay, and then you're going to work a lot.
Yeah, it's like, have you guys seen Zom 100? It's on Netflix. It's a animated thing where this kid, not kid, he's like a young man, and he's working at this job, and he's worked there for 5 years or whatever, and at first he's all gung-ho, and then 5 years passes, and then he like finally is just like so overworked that he just punches in, and sometimes he stays at his job like for 2 straight days.
So the whole storyline is that he's a zombie because he got overworked to death.
Well, that and no, basically what happens is a zombie.
Like, he's a zombie until the world ends, and then he's alive.
No. Basically, yeah, that's what it is. Because you saw it, Break?
Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It's not over. It's just like it's simulcast, I think.
Oh. Well,
it's simulcast, but it's having so many production issues. Episodes are getting stalled.
Yeah, I
would
keep.
One of the few shows on Netflix is airing as the show's airing.
I keep waiting for the next episode, and it's not there. But yeah, you're right, Break. He is a zombie, and then he wakes up from being a zombie because of a zombie apocalypse. And then he has a list of things he wants to do before he turns into a zombie, and it's a list of 100 things, and it's a great anime. I think it's a great anime. And
so he wakes up. How's he know he's infected though?
He's not infected.
No, he's not infected. He wasn't a literal zombie. Oh. Like, he was a zombie in the sense of going to work, repeating the same thing over and over, dead inside, hating his life. In essence, not in the sense of bit and trying to eat human flesh.
Right. He's not a literal zombie, Eric. He's a metaphorical zombie, right? And then
until
he
the literal zombies show up, and then he's alive again.
Yeah, and then he becomes like free, like he doesn't have to go to that job, and it's just it's a freeing thing,
Yeah,
So
he sees the apocalypse as the best thing that's ever happened to him, which is kind of funny to see.
yeah, and he drinks a lot of beer, which is good, I think. But anyways, it's cool. It's a great, but that's kind of what that reminded me of. Break. What else you got, Break?
Okay, let me see here. So the population. Let's go back to the Ohio Republicans because they are so great. They keep saying they're not gonna mess with abortion, and then they're saying they will, and then they say they won't. But here's one of the most recent quotes from Matt Huffman, who is the president, or I think he's the Senate Majority Leader, I believe. To the Senate House. Anyways, people mention the 15 weeks and the exceptions and things like that, and this is like he just said it this week after the election was won, and we have a 25 week, I think it's 20 to 25 week ban, somewhere in that. So he's talking about a 15-week ban, shorter than what was just approved for a constitution. He continued, clearly there's a majority of people in Ohio that feel that way.
No, there isn't. Yeah.
That's the approach they're taking, essentially. And then they said, well, we don't see us putting it on the ballot next year.
It's a losing issue for them, man. I keep saying, let them do what they do. They lose over and over and over. Like I don't understand it. Like, go ahead, put these issues on whatever ballot you want, and watch how you miserably lose every fucking time. I mean, the people have spoken. They spoke out with Roe v. Wade. If not for Obama being such a puss, it would have been codified, and then there would have been nothing anybody could have done. But of course, we're do nothing. Democrats do nothing, and Republicans always try to add these wacky, zany things that nobody gives a shit about, really. That we've already litigated 100 times over, and we're back at square one. Break.
And that's part of the fun. It's like these Republicans, the Ohio Republicans, have told us they're not going to do something, and then they do it, and they go back on their word all the time. Like the special election they had in August that they made illegal and then did it after they made it illegal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the things that they're floating, and they're saying, no, this is just the extreme people in our party. Well, you guys seem to follow the extreme, so I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a major issue. But 4 Republicans led by Jennifer Gross have floated the idea of putting a constitutional amendment on the abortion, or an amendment on the abortion law, or constitutional law, stripping judges of any power at all. Basically taking out 1/3 of the checks and balances.
Yeah.
They're trying to pass a law to take out 1/3 of our system.
Now, I am of the mind that most judges are corrupt, just like most politicians, Breakman. But if you take that out of the equation, then there really is no check and balance on anything, So
that's not democracy. That's not a republic. A lot of Republicans like to say, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. Well, that's not a republic either.
No. Yeah. What else you got, Break?
Back to politics. I believe you talked about George Santos last week and how
yes, I did.
They didn't expel him. He survived the vote. Well, it came out that they proved in their investigation he committed fraud. He used money to buy porn. Some of his donations to buy porn, OnlyFans porn.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other things. They found him guilty, but they decided not to do anything about it.
Well, that's not entirely true.
The House Republican ethics,
Yeah.
See, they're like, we found him. We said he did this. That's it.
What was unfortunate? They couldn't have come out with their findings before that vote to oust him. I did hear that the chair is going to bring a resolution to the floor to do another vote on ousting him out. He should have been out of there a long ass time ago. I mean, it's I believe in due process and all that shit too, but this guy what didn't this guy lie about at this point? Is there anything that he's told ever in his life that was truthful? He's a liar. Most politicians are, but this guy took it one step further.
This guy
Crazy.
looked at Trump's playbook and said, "Hey, buddy, I can do better."
Yeah. The FBI stopped an investigation on a pedophile to go after the January Sixers. Well, I mean, that doesn't excuse the January Sixers, Scotoma. I mean, you don't just kill Capitol Police and get away with it. You don't just smash windows. You don't
treason and get away with it.
Yeah, you don't commit treason and get away with it. You can't do that. You just can't. I mean, it just you can't.
Yeah, and despite what a lot of people want to say about January 6th and stuff like that, there wasn't an insurrection. Well, tell that to the Proud Boys who were going to prison for a very long time.
Yeah.
For exactly that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
anybody who participated in January 6th.
No, we shouldn't two things. Look, Scottum, I tell you this all the time. Two things can be true. The FBI could have fucked up on that pedophile and did the right thing according, to the January Sixers. So two things can be true. I'm not excusing pedophiles. Don't get me wrong. Don't get things twisted, Scottum. Two things can be true at the same time. So, And I'm not excusing the FBI. Trust me, I got plenty.
Well, more than two things can be true at the same time.
That's true. But I've got plenty of beefs with the FBI.
That's what the government, the two-party system, convinces so many people of, that it's an either-or situation.
It's not.
If we do one thing, we can't do another. Or if we get one thing, we have to give something else.
I know. It's so stupid. Why can't we have everything? Why can't we have universal health care and be fiscally fiscally conservative? It just
experts have shown we can.
I know.
We just don't do anything that makes it possible. We do the exact opposites.
It's weird. All right, what else you got, Break?
Anyway, so yeah, I feel like that's we are definitely not supporting pedophiles. They all need to be rounded up.
I support actually helping them get therapy.
Yeah, we really need to get that book from Ghislaine Maxwell too, Scotoma. So don't think that I'm, pro pedophile at all ever.
What happened to those tapes?
The tapes, all of that stuff. I want to know who these people are. I think we know who a lot of them are. So.
And I'm sure the FBI buried it.
Of course. All right, Break. Anything else?
Okay, one last story. We talked a lot about the Don't Say Gay bill, and at the time when it started in Florida, we're like, no, we understand you don't want to talk about sex in school and stuff like that with elementary school kids, but the way the rule's written, somebody who's married, let's say a guy who's married to a man, can't say that he is married to a man just because of the way the rule is written. And we were told we were being paranoid, but of course we found out that people were being punished under that rule. And then we said, well, they're going to expand this. No, they're not. You're being paranoid. And of course they expanded to the high school. And now they're trying to take it to college levels too.
You know what this phenomenon is called? There's a good channel on YouTube called the Alt-Right Playbook, and he calls this maneuver the slow breakup. By the time something happens, they move on and they don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. The 24-hour news service system is a part of that problem too, because they just like to move on to the next story and such like that.
Or it's a concept of, well, they don't believe you because they never were going to believe you.
Yeah. So anyway, that law was picked up by several other states. And one in particular, Kentucky, recently had an incident where, I'll just go ahead and read some of the story. Angry Christian parents attacked school counselor who supported their lesbian daughter.
Ugh.
Hundreds of angry parents turned up to a Kentucky school board meeting. A complaint filed from Anderson County School Board by lawyers for Brad and Stacy Briscoe claims their 17-year-old daughter entered into a romantic relationship with another female student. The teen shared her situation with the counselor who encouraged the relationship, according to the complaint.
Why is
Briscoe characterizes the counselor's failure to inform them of their daughter's homosexuality as seriously harmful and a violation of the Code of Ethics of the Kentucky Education and Professional Standards.
Well, maybe if it's as it's written, but what's written is bollocks anyway.
Loving another human
Briscoe's
being.
expressed to the girl their strong opposition to homosexuality, which based upon convictions derived from Christian faith. So again, religion trumps sexuality, even though religion's a choice and sexuality isn't.
You know, here's what I'm gonna say, Break. Loving another human being gets you in trouble should never be a sentence that any human being ever says. I love. Look, this is gonna sound weird, but I'm a big. I'm going
to say something real quick on this too.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say, I love human beings. Okay, not in a sexual or romantic way,
Well,
but
some of them, yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, not everybody, but listen. In general, right? I'm speaking in generalities. I love human beings, which is why whenever I get a chance, I do homeless outreach. Most people look at homeless people like they're the worst pieces of shit on the planet, and I see it the opposite. I think if we can't take care of our most vulnerable people in this country, then who are we, right? So that's why I always, when I go out, I say, you know, if you can afford, I want to inspire just one person to buy a bottle of water and give it to a homeless person, because water is essential and it's underrated. It's one of the things that people don't think about giving homeless people.
Whoa. According to Scodem, school counselor is the government now.
Yeah, that's
school counselor is because the school counselor encouraged the lesbian to be herself.
I think, look, the bottom line is what I was trying to say. If you love another human being, it's none of anybody's goddamn business. And I encourage.
If you're saying like she's 17, she's too early, she's too young to be dating, period. Like we don't want her in a relationship and stuff like that. That's one thing. But to go and sue a school board because their daughter's lesbian and, you know.
And the counselor helped them the best they could, so.
I think
the counselor actually gives a shit about the child.
I think this is my opinion, and
they're
people
doing their job.
People can.
It's the sexuality of a child. The reason they obviously didn't tell, or they wanted, the girl didn't tell her parents for a good reason.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her parents are homophobic, and they are going down, and they're making her life a living hell.
Yeah.
Look, Scodema, nothing her parents can do is going to change that girl's sexuality. Nothing.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
All they're doing is making her life harder, and they're making their relationship worse.
Right. I think
going to grow. They can either accept their daughter or they can resent it. But she won't want to be with them if they want to resent her for it. They can kick her. They can kick her out of their lives. Then they lose their daughter.
Yeah.
You know. She's not going to change what she is.
Right. Here's the thing. I like I said, I love people, right? In general, I know that there are bad people out there, but the vast majority of us are good people. And it's not incumbent upon me to make a judgment on anybody else, whether they're black, white, gay, straight, short, tall, fat, skinny. I think everybody should look at gay people like I look at homeless people. These are some of the most vulnerable people in this country, and we're only as strong as our weakest links. And if we can't lift these people up and help, then who are we? Who are we? You know, I am not a person to judge anybody else based on anything other than the person that's in front of me and what they do with their actions, right? So I understand a lot of the people that I serve are alcoholics or drug addicts, but that doesn't stop me from doing what I do because I care about people. And I think everybody should feel that way. We should care.
Parents shouldn't be controlling their kids' lives at all. They should let them be their own people.
I think we should care about everybody, and I do.
I don't agree with that because there are bad people.
But you still look. I'm not saying that you have to wait hand and foot on a bad person, Breakman. What I'm saying is,
I wasn't talking about your comment. I was talking about Eric's comment.
Yeah, what I think is we should care about other people, whether they're good, bad, indifferent, black, white, gay, straight, tall, fat, whatever, hairless, hair. I happen to have long hair.
Their lives. This is their parents are the girl's parents are homophobic. The girl's parents hate what she is, and she can't control what she is.
Right. I just
That's what you're not getting, Scotama. Like, she cannot control this.
right. Either you're gay.
This isn't like her rebelling against her parents. This is her parents are telling her, no, we don't like this. You can't be this way. But that's the way she is.
All that's gonna do is just lead to resentment, like you said. Break.
Why is it a hilarious concept that kids should be able to rule their own lives?
I mean, we guide our kids, but they are who they are, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
the only thing a parent can do is really be supportive, and if they're having trouble, then they should be able to be guided through life. But if the parents are on the wrong side of whatever issue, then they're not in a position.
you know what? One of my favorite songs
And
is.
the more they come down on her now, the quicker she's going to get out of there
Look,
as soon as she turns.
I agree.
18.
Real quickly, I want to tell you a story. Like one of my favorite songs in the world is a song called "Small Town Boy." When I was growing up, I had no idea what that song was. Right? What it was about.
You're using bad logic. I'm not even going to answer that.
Okay, can I finish, Eric? Let me finish. This is a poignant point I'm going to make here, and then I'll shut up. What I'm saying is, there was a song called "Small Town Boy." I had no idea what the song was. I just liked the tune. I liked the tenor of the voice of the singer. I loved the tune itself. I found out later what that song was about. It was basically about a gay guy who was bullied, right? And he had to leave because he was bullied. And when I found that out, it was profound, right? It was one of these things that hit me like a ton of bricks. I love that song forever, and now I love it even more because it just opened my eyes to a few more things in life. If you're not willing to learn, then what are you doing? If you're not willing to accept people on who they are, then what kind of a person are you? So my whole thing is with this song is I listened to it, I understood the lyrics as an adult, and it made it that much better for me. And I wish that people didn't have to go through things like that in their life. Everybody goes through stuff in their life, but when you have to go through something like that, I don't know how people recover from that, and it's a shame. So be more tolerant. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, what else you got, Break? Anything else?
No. Just being gay isn't a choice. But drinking alcohol is a choice.
Right.
Getting tattoos, those are choices.
Smoking weed is a choice, which I want to do right after the show.
Dating a girl is a choice. Like her date, who she chooses to date, that's a choice. But her being gay, that's not a choice.
Yeah.
She can't control her sexual attractions.
Right. All right.
Also, I think adults need to understand that their children are going to do things that they personally don't approve of or don't care of.
Yeah, we always do.
They shouldn't. And
it's
like
human
alcohol,
nature.
Yeah, sure. If they have a problem like alcoholism because they're drinking alcohol before they're supposed to, then a parent should step in. But there are just certain things that they shouldn't be stepping in, and this is one of them.
It's basically saying that being gay is a wrong thing, and I disagree with that. I think people are people. All right, let's continue on here.
Yeah, Skoma, you're disgusting. I hate
having mental issues as a choice. Don't. That's not a mental issue, Skotoma. Being gay is not a mental issue. I don't know where you're coming from on that. Eric, you're up next. What is your stink of the week?
My stinkos are. I only got one. I should have used this earlier in the week, but this is the article from Kotaku. It says workers accuse Sega of threatening to mass layoffs over unionizing. Workers of Sega America say that the publisher behind Persona, Yasuka, and the more beloved game franchises trying to lay them off as retaliation for unionizing. A new unfair labor practice filed by the Communications Workers of America accuses Sega of forcing employees into a meeting where they were told their jobs would be offshore to Japan and Europe rather than bargaining over the layoffs directly with the union. On November 26th, Sega delivered a proposal to quote-unquote phase out all temporary workers by February 2024, many of which are in quality assurance and localization to the Allied Employees Guild Improving Sega. That just sounds like Itis, which is funny because that's a character from
So what's the
Persona 3.
gist of this? We don't need to read the whole article, Eric.
Basically, the layoffs would have impacted 40% of the group, or roughly 80% of the unionized employees total. But instead of bargaining with the union over the charges, however, Sega proceeds to deliver the news directly to the employees on a required meeting, potentially violating rules against company negotiating directly. So they are basically trying to union bust by... They couldn't union bust, so now they're just threatening to fire people.
Well, that's one way of union busting, which probably is not going to go well for Sega.
And like this, along with what Nintendo did along with union busting earlier, it's like the entire American games industry is all like this, apparently.
Yeah. I'm big on unions. I think unionization is good for the most part. The only unions that I can't stand are governmental unions, like the police force. Hold on. Like the police force, I don't think should have a union, because the government is one big union, period, right? Like but like for the common worker, yeah, absolutely. I think if you can negotiate better rates and pay and benefits and stuff like that, I think that's a good thing for the most part. As long as the union doesn't get, too greedy, which a lot of them do, and there should be bylaws against that, which I'm sure there are in some. But I just honestly, I think that's terrible, and I think they should be fined heavily if found to be true that they were going to.
I'm not saying all unions are good, because not all unions
No,
are great,
no, that's
but,
not. I made that caveat too. It's just I don't know.
But like, there needs to be the ability to create a union to protect the workers, and Sega doesn't want that because they want to be in control.
Right, that's what it's
they
all
want
about.
to keep all the money the way they want it.
Right. All right. Anything else, Eric?
That's the only stinko I had.
All right, I got a couple real quick.
We're talking about firing. I can't think of the another one. Destiny 2 has a big update, or it had a big update, and I guess they fired a bunch of staff, and then they talked about like the future of it, like in
So you mean Bungie, not Destiny?
I'm sorry, yeah, Bungie.
Bungie, yeah.
Destiny game. Like, yeah, and then they had the completely tone deaf reaction.
I heard Destiny was a lot better now, so it's just.
Bungie was always a good developer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I mean, I don't have anything against Bungie, but when you're, when you do crunch and then you want to get rid of people right after, like EA style, like that's not a good look, All cops are not bad, Skodoma says. I would agree with that.
But there's a great number of them to where it's a problem that we shouldn't pretend that.
Yeah, I think I do think the majority of them are, Skodoma. I know we could go back and forth on that, but a lot
of my problem goes to the union and the higher ups and stuff like that. They're the ones who really protect the bad cops.
Yeah. The
union has gone out of its way. The police union goes out of its way to protect guys who,
no matter what.
The people accused of killing Breonna Taylor, for instance.
Yeah.
The union went out of its way to protect them.
They always do. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Even though everything they did was wrong, and there's no justification for how they acted.
Yeah, I know.
Fired blindly into a home, which is against the rules.
I don't believe
neighbor's home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Break. That's why I'm saying I don't think the police should have a union, because it's part of government. And I think
the old boys club. That is an old boys club.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let me get to mine real quick because we got to go on here. Malcolm Young passed away today, the guitarist for AC/DC, and I like AC/DC quite a bit. And
I didn't know that. That's sad.
Yeah, it's really he had dementia and he was going through a lot of things. Physically, and it just like his brother, man. I mean, it's really, really sad. But he passed away today, which is super sad. So play an AC/DC song if you like them. Be a nice fitting tribute. Also, I talked about it earlier, but I played Agony, right? And Agony has one of the worst beginnings to any video game I've ever played in my life. And that's saying a lot because I played a ton. And you know, Break, how we talk about dark games, how you can't see shit in certain games, and
Yeah.
you know, this is like watching a movie in dark, like that's all dark. Like there was a movie like that. I think it was Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood, where the movie's pretty good, but you can't really see anything throughout the whole movie, you know, because it's all shot in the dark, basically. And that's how this game is, man. Like you go through this first little area, and you know you got to do some weird things like kill people and grab their hearts to sacrifice to an altar or some shit. I mean, it's so unintuitive, and I mean, it's jarring. It's not like it's the hardest thing in the world, but you have the ability to jump, but you can't jump up on a rock. Like it just, I mean, it's mind-blowingly bad. And I knew it was bad when I bought it, but I bought it for $2 because I'm like, I can get a game for $2 and get some enjoyment out of it, but I don't think so.
I wonder what game's worse, this Agony game or that recently released Stray Souls game that everybody's talking about how terrible it is, or that King Kong game, which is Dookie.
I'm gonna play more of Agony this week to see if I can get past this little beginning part, I guess. I spent a half an hour on this tiny section of the game, and I have no idea how to get out of it. I have no idea how to get out of this little section. I don't know what to do. There's no, like, I mean, they give you, like, you know how Dead Space, you hit the button and it kind of shows you where to go, and it's intuitive. You go there and you get whatever item you need to go backtrack or whatever. This is not that. It gives you a limited thing like that where you push the button, but it'll lead you to your death sometimes. Like, you know, if you fall into a crevasse, you die. It's fucking terrible. This game is awful. I mean, I'm gonna go through even more agony when I get back, because this game is an aptly titled game, Agony. So that's my second stinko of the week. Let's move on to
going back to it, though?
I am going back to it because I want to give it a chance. Break, maybe somehow I'm just the worst gamer ever, which I pretty much am. But I'm gonna try to at least get past this first section to see if there's any value in it. Plus, I want to get my $2 worth, and I don't think a half an hour is, you know, enough for that $2. I want to play at least an hour, maybe two. You know,
That's
so I
fair.
feel like
there's been games that I've played before and like I hated initially, but I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe I was wrong. I need to try it again. Or
yeah, and I don't want to
like,
be just like everybody else. Everybody says that game is terrible, and I've seen the reviews and all that. But some of those games, like I've played, and I was like, I don't see why there's so much hate for it. You know, and I'm guessing that maybe I'll feel that way. I don't know, but so far everybody's right on the money. This game is agony. It sucks. So let's move on to Sweetos.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweet of the week.
All right, Breakman, you're Sweeto.
I get a few. Let me find here. Remember the little convention called the American Conference Union?
Yes.
Or not that's the name of the group. I'm sorry. The convention is CPAC. I'm sorry.
CPAC,
The
yeah.
conservative. I can't remember what it stands for. The CPAC, the company that ran it, was a group called the American Conservative Union. Who, if you've heard of, they are very like anti-gay. That's their whole thing, and they like are heavily Republican, and they've got a lot of like they had a lot of influence. And this year they found that their influence has been waning, and their conference, a lot of the Republicans have said no, we're not going to. They've staved off from them, and recently, along with a lot of staff leaving, a lot of the head board members are leaving too. And the reason is because the president of this company, Matt Schlapp, has been sexually harassing the men in his company.
Oh my, Breakman. Oh my.
So,
Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch.
So of course the anti-gay ones are always like the people who are most hardcore anti-gay always turn out to be gay.
It seems that way, Break. It definitely seems that way.
Yeah, it does. Let me see here. I also got some more Sweetos. Um, with the passing of the abortion amendment, something that had been going on for a while now, and it's a damn shame because they get so much backlash, and they get blamed for a lot of things, including false lies made up by groups that have tried to infiltrate them and stuff like that. But Planned Parenthood is making a comeback in Ohio. They're going to start investing in Ohio again now that they can.
Cool.
Basically.
Scotoma, you're exiled too, you son of a
The only
bitch.
thing that was keeping it down was the GOP, and now that grip has been loosened, they can come back.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. And a lot of people don't think that Planned Parenthood is just this abortion clinic. It is a lot more than that. Like they offer sexual aid, health care, basic health care for poor people, essentially.
Yeah. Scotoma's exiled again. Son of a bitch.
For like people who can't afford an abortion or that need it, like poor people and stuff like that. Like Planned Parenthood is there for them. But abortion is only one of the many things they do there, and they get that other abortion thing, whatever. Anyway, my last Sweeto goes to this one. My last Sweeto goes to the Satanic Temple.
Oh, I saw this story.
I did you? Cool. The Satanic Temple announced the launch of New Mexico's Samuel Alito's mom's satanic abortion clinic. In 1950, and this is what their statement. I love the statement. In 1950, Samuel Alito's mother did not have options, and look what happened.
Oh, jeez. I mean, that's kind of tacky, Breakman. It's kind of tacky, bro. But I actually saw a different satanic temple story out of Pennsylvania, and I'll kind of buttress your story with this one. But they just wanted judgment for $200,000 because the school board was trying to break up their meetings, after school Satan Club, I guess is what it was called, something like that. And they did everything to break them up, but according to the rules in Pennsylvania, after school clubs that are religious in nature are not to be fucked with, and that includes satanic.
And I'm guessing they had a Christian club because
they obviously did. Yeah, yep. And they were okay with that, but they did not want this quote unquote satanic club to meet, and they got $200,000 worth of trouble that had to be paid
the people that worry about this shit, like, they don't even understand what the Satanic Temple is actually about.
Yeah, I think it can be tacky, Eric. The way
I mean, the whole point of it.
I mean, yeah, I guess like it's tacky and everything because he's
the whole
dead.
point of it was that it's actually a parody of the Christian church.
Right. I understood.
He did so much damage to people's lives. Like he's hailed as a hero, so he's going down in the history books as a Supreme Court justice and such like that. So just one company taking a dig at him.
I guess. I mean, it's freedom of speech, right? If we're talking First Amendment, so
at the end of the day, he's a piece of shit. So fuck him.
Yeah, I can say that about a lot of people. So I guess I don't see any fault in that, for expressing opinions. But
I think most people gravitated towards the Church of Satan as a parody religion because the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster doesn't exactly make people take you seriously.
Right. Freak 5 and Scotoma are having a good old time in chat.
I think those people generally think they can use the Force.
Yeah. Right. Freak 5 and Scotoma are both exiled sons of bitches. They keep talking about
an automatic hemorrhoid dream applicator.
How dare you, Breakman, read that nonsense? All right. Anything else, Break?
I'm just trying to be practical.
How dare you?
Phenomenal.
All right, Eric, your
sweet. I got a free for all for you guys. It's a rather interesting one and it's a quick one too, so we could probably do it tonight.
I doubt it, but what's your sweeto, Eric? Let's continue on here.
Don't really have one.
Oh, okay. It said extra long holiday next week. I thought that was your sweeto.
Yeah, I mean, I could just mention that. Yeah, but I got 5 days off because we're closed on Wednesday because there's not enough work. I mean, there's probably enough for my group to probably do something, but not for anybody else. So they're just closing the whole plant. But that means I got extra game time in. I'm not getting paid for that day, but that's fine.
Well, do you have any
I'm
vacation time?
I'm getting
Or?
paid. I'm beginning. No, I spent that all already. But
Gotcha.
I am getting paid for Thanksgiving, obviously, but also Black Friday.
Oh, that's cool. So it won't be that bad of a loss. Okay, well, at least you get extra gaming time. Anything else, Eric?
No, but I my free for all suggestion was be like Dragon Ball related. If you have the Dragon Balls, what would your wish or wishes be? Because like let's base it on how they upgraded them later in the Cell Saga, so you can get 2 wishes.
Unlimited money and hookers and blow. That's what I'm saying. Mine is Vegas vacation starts on Sunday. So tomorrow we're preparing, which I did most
I
of
don't know why you need hookers and blow if you have limited money. You get getting one gets you the other.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess. I didn't even think about that. But anyways, tomorrow is just basically throwing a couple of bags in the car, and Sunday is leaving early in the morning to get to Vegas on Sunday. But I will be back in time for Grinders next week, so don't worry about that. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun. Right, Bernie?
Yee!
She's so excited. You can tell. Yay.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. All right. Let's go to Free For All, and we'll go from there.
This late.
All right, Breakman. This is round 3 of our tourney to determine the greatest video game duo of all time.
It's good there's only 8 because we got like 20 minutes.
I know, we got to rush through
so
these.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Mario and Luigi, the most iconic duo of all time, so they say. First is Snake and Otacon, which is, besties for life, pretty much. Although I think Snake would be okay if Otacon left, but I don't think Otacon could survive without Snake.
Yeah,
he needs him.
That's true too. Yeah, it's kind of one-sided almost,
Yeah, it does feel one-sided. Eric, you can start this one.
I'm going with Mario and Luigi.
I am going to go with Mario and Luigi as well.
Yeah, I think this is a flyover. It's Mario and Luigi for sure.
I mean, I like the somebody can have a platonic relationship where they love somebody as much as Otacon loves Snake.
I know a lot of people have headcanon they're actually a relationship.
Yeah, it's a shitty relationship then because it's really one-sided.
Hey,
Snake ain't giving up.
Breakman, no toothless hose. I mean, if you get a toothless one, they won't be able to bite. Just saying. Sorry.
Then they're bad at it. I can teach them. Then we have, let's move on to the next round. We have Cecil.
I think it's Cecil, but I mean,
Cecil.
Yeah.
Cecil and Rosa, the couple, the boyfriend and girlfriend who marry at the end, versus Sora and Riku, who, did they have a romantic relationship?
No.
I was going to say, I don't think so. I'm trying to think, because I'm not that familiar with that franchise. So they're just friends. So we have friends versus lovers. I will go ahead and start this one. Final Fantasy IV is one of the best. It has one of the best endings of any video game. It's a happy ending that's coming increasingly rare these days. Because now we get the bittersweet endings more than anything. It's happy for the most part, but then there's the sad shit that happens. So Frank, you're next.
I think I'm also gonna go with Cecil and Rosa. As much as I like Sora and Riku, I think you hit it on the head, Van. It's a great relationship and a great game for sure. Off to a good start. Freak5 says $50 in less than 2 hours. Make that money, Freak. Only the best boobies for breaks, Godema says. Yes. All right, and Eric.
Same.
Wow, we're agreeing.
That's unanimous for both of these. I think it might continue here as we go up. Ratchet and Clank, the dynamic duo, are going to take on Wanderer and his pet horse Aggro and best friend. They have a good relationship, and I know everybody loves Aggro and stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and start this one. And Ratchet and Clank. I mean, they're like I just said, they're the dynamic duo. They tried to make a game with just Clank, and it was just like, oh, come on, we need Ratchet. Like they work together, they work well off each other, and they love blowing shit up together. I gotta say Ratchet and Clank. Frank?
I think I'm gonna agree. I think Ratchet and Clank's an all-time great duo for sure.
Eric?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ah, damn, that's 3 in a row. We've completely agreed. Let's see if things change now, as we have the essentially brothers that were made to hate each other. They were made to kill each other, essentially. Well, one was made to kill the other. X and Zero, who are, like I said, essentially they're brothers. I mean, let's talk about great platonic relationships. Those two actually have a great platonic relationship because they actually care about each other. Whereas Snake and Otacon is really one-sided. And then we have Marcus and Dom, two characters that also care very much for each other, even though they killed off one really early on. Way too early, I think. There's some still touching throwbacks to that old relationship, but I think they shorted this a lot of it. Frank, you can start this one.
I'm gonna have to go with Marcus and Dom because of what I said last week. I mean that series, Gears of War, is testosterone laden, but at the heart of it, it's about relationships between characters. And Freak 5 and Skodom are exiled, you son of a bitches. But that, to me, I mean, like you said, there's so many good throwback moments later on in the series. And I just think in the midst of all that energy, there's actually touching moments in that series that I really like. And Marcus and Dom is an all-time great duo in video games, I think. It cut way too short. So I'm going with Marcus and Dom.
Eric?
X and Zero.
Ooh. So the first time we split up and it's on me.
Eric is exiled, son of a bitch.
Ooh, I got something said. Let me look in the chat here. Well done, Eric. Well done.
Exiled, Breakman. Don't praise that shit. Walking off this show.
X and Zero, like I said, they have a great platonic relationship. Marcus and Dom. In the end, Dom died more for his wife than he did for anybody else. Even though it saved everybody else, he was kind of in a manic state, and he was mostly thinking about his wife. When Zero died the first time, he was thinking of X. Hooked him up and stuff like that. But if we go gameplay wise, X and Zero don't really. I mean, it's always a single player game, whereas Marcus and Dom were a team. And I know everybody hated it when they were split up. When they killing Dom was just a stupid move. I'm gonna go with Marcus and Dom, just because they play together, whereas the X and Zero is a single player game.
And Freak 5 is exiled again, son of a bitch.
I'll move on. Next we have Link and Zelda, who are cheaters because they have like 50 billion versions, versus U and K from Haven, the young couple in love. Whereas Zelda and Link, they're platonic relationships, they're romantic relationships, they're complete stranger relationships. It's all over the place. Frank, you can start this one.
I'm going to start by saying, exiled, Skodoma, you son of a bitch. I think I'm going to go with Zelda and Link just for that reason. There's so many iterations, and they're always helping each other out, and that's what it's all about. I know the U and K relationship is great, too. I've seen a lot of video on that game, and I'm definitely interested in that, but there's way too much history with Zelda and Link. I'm going Zelda and Link.
Zelda and Link.
I was gonna go for U and K because I really loved the relationship, the banter between them. Like it was authentic relationship banter. They openly talked about like just everything, like their sex lives, their eating habits, sleeping habits. Like it was honest conversation. And then of course them bonding and loving each other. But it doesn't really matter because Zelda and Link are moving on, those cheating bastards. Next we have Lee and Clementine, the basically the what do you call that? The fake father. What do you call that?
Found
Surrogate father.
Surrogate father's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah, surrogate father, found father. That's another good one. Of Clementine, and even though he's not in her life very long, he has a lasting impact on it. Versus Kratos and Atreus, whose story is ongoing, and they are really father and son. And really, Atreus has given Kratos a chance at redemption. I mean, he's really changed everything Kratos believed in, and yeah, it changed him for the better. Whereas Clementine and Lee, like, he had no reason at all to care for that girl, to do everything he did for that girl, and he chose to do it just because, you know, he cared for her. And for that reason, I'm gonna go with Lee and Clementine, like the found family. They were two desperate people who needed each other, and they're the right people for each other at the time. Frank?
I think this is the toughest matchup of the whole tourney, to be honest, and I'm glad it came to this because it's basically a father and a kid. You know, whether or not it by blood or not, it's a good juxtaposition here. And I'm actually going with Kratos and the Atreus. Atreus, because seeing the progression of Kratos through the first games and what he was then, and to see him completely change his tone, not when it comes to fighting, because he's still the same badass, but to see the way that he treats Atreus and how he comes to understand he can't always be the hard-ass Kratos. I think that's some of the greatest writing in video games that we've seen come around in a long time. To go from what it was to what it is now. And I love the writing in Walking Dead.
Just wanted to kill everything he saw.
Yes, and he still does for the most part, which is awesome. But at least there's depth there, and there's, and the voice. I mean, everything about both of these duos is awesome. But I have to go with Kratos and Atreus and leave it up to Eric.
I'm gonna go with Lee and Clementine.
You son of a bitch. Ruined my plans.
On the found family. They might be the only found family on there, actually. Next, we have a Sonic and Tails, the besties of besties, and Tails is the most loyal friend that's ever existed. And Prince and Elika, which is two strangers becoming friends and falling in love. And there's a talk button in the fucking game, like talking to each other was a part of the game. It was a main feature. Eric, start this now.
Prince and Elika.
Yeah, as much as Sonic and Tails are such a good duo and stuff, and you need Tails, like, you need Elika more. Like, literally, she saves your life. You can't die with Elika around. But the fact that you watch their bond grow, and they'll play like stupid word games and stuff like that, and she's really standoffish at first. She doesn't want anything to do with the prince. But by the end, like, they've really bonded. And so I'm gonna go Prince and Elika. Frank?
It's one of the most underrated games of all time, man. I love that game. People, when it came out, people hated that game because you couldn't die in it, and I'm like, what a novel idea. What a non-stressful novel idea that is, and I'm all for that.
So many things you look, and if you were playing, like, say, the Prince of Persia of old, and you're looking the way the maps are set up, you're like, oh, fuck, man. If I do one mistake, I'm going to have to start this all over with.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And this game was like, nah, we don't want you to do that.
Plus, I did like that talk option. That was fantastic, man. Yeah. It's really good. A lot of people don't. I think Call of Duty ruined storytelling for a lot of people because it just became multiplayer stupidity, right? Just one person trying to kill everybody else or be on a team and kill everybody else, and no dialogue other than "fuck yourself" and "get the fuck out of here" and whatever kids say.
About multiplayer, some of the Call of Duties have had really good stories.
Why do you think I singled out multiplayer? But do you think anybody plays Call of Duty for the single player, really? Right?
Some people do.
I mean, honestly, I mean,
Well, there have been some good single player stories that are worth playing.
I agree with you. That's why I mentioned multiplayer, Brakeman.
I know.
I
You're
mean,
saying like nobody
and
plays single player, and I'm
the
saying
ma-
people do.
no, but the majority of people that play that game get it for the multiplayer. The vast
Completely
majority.
ignore the single player.
They do not get it for the single player, Eric.
I said they completely ignore it.
Some people do completely ignore it. You know,
Yeah, I've still got a Call of Duty game unopened. I want to play it eventually.
Frank will like Super Mario Wonder. You can choose a couple of characters that can't take damage.
Yeah, Nabbit and Yoshi.
I don't know if that's a slight at me or if that's just telling me that I'm gonna. That's a slight.
Mario has teddy bear mode now, basically.
Exiled. You both are exiled. You son of a bitch,
I actually
Brakeman.
kind of hate the fact that Yoshi is still one of those type of characters.
Yeah.
It's like,
all right.
make Yoshi a complete character, make Nabbit a complete character, and have that option set for anybody if they want to use it.
Well, but they had like they used to treat Yoshi like he was a complete character. I mean, he had his own game essentially.
Yeah.
And then they really backtracked and just kind of, we don't like him leading. He's just a mascot. He can sit in the back. He's a horse basically. He's for everything.
Like, I want to be able to play as Yoshi, but I don't want to have to play it with where I'm stuck not being able to take damage and not play the game the way it was intended.
Son of a bitches.
Just because they couldn't figure out how to do options and accessibility.
Freak 5 is exiled, by the way.
One
Son of a
so
bitch.
bad. I'm jealous.
All right. What else we got here?
Frank will still find a way to die with no way to
How
die.
dare you? How dare you, Skodoma? You're exiled too, you son of a bitch.
What's Balloon Popper?
I don't know, but it sounds like another slight. Dare you? We got one more matchup here. Let's go.
I know what Balloon Fight is.
Well, I got some of these little poppers right here, like this.
How dare you, Brakeman? Son of a bitch.
Hey, you still have leftover fireworks?
Dare you?
Yeah, I do.
How dare you all? Become a security guard. I don't need this shit. I'm walking off. All right. What are you?
Gonna become a security? You're gonna walk off and go become a security.
That's right. Sit there.
Like,
Just
you hate yourself so much that you're gonna go from one shit thing to another.
dare you, Brakeman? Let me live in my world, man. You just continue on.
In your world, the security guard's awesome. You just play video games.
Dare you?
Actually, I'm not sure I want to know now. It's probably something terrible.
All right. What do we got?
Last one, Cloud and Tifa. This relationship seems very one-sided to me. Versus Chief and Cortana, which isn't one-sided at all. In fact, you get to watch their relationship grow. And the Chief is a man of a few words, and he doesn't talk a lot. And in the first game, him and Cortana butted heads a little bit, but they combine. They work together so long. I think they were one of the best gaming duos ever. Like they were meant to be together, meant to work together.
Until
Like
Bungie decided to fuck it up with evil Cortana, but you know.
Yeah, I know they screwed that all up. But like she was basically the emotion. She displayed the emotions he couldn't, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was the AI. She was the robot, and she was supposed to be like robots supposed to be emotionless, where he's a human and he's supposed to be emotional. She was the emotional one, and he was like, for the most part, steadfast. And the only real time he showed emotion was when it was her in trouble. When her life was in danger was the only time that he really showed any kind of emotion, which was nice to see. I'm going to go ahead and start. I've already said that I really love the Chief and the Cortana. So Frank, you're next.
I think I'm gonna go with Cloud and Tifa, because Tifa I think is one of the most best put together video game characters in history, and to go against that chick would be against my better nature, I guess. So I'm gonna put Eric on the spot. I'm going with Cloud and Tifa.
I'm going with Chief of Cortana.
Oh, the Chief
Wow.
moves on.
All right, Eric. I'll remember you voted against me every single time you had a chance. You son of a bitch. I
I
see how
just
it
don't
is.
think Cloud and Tifa even really have a dynamic.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Like, I remember
They had that small section in the remake, but that's about it.
How dare
like
you?
I remember in the original, like you could like flirt with her and stuff like that, and I was trying because I was like, oh, you should be getting with Tifa, not this other chick. Like, why do you care about that flower girl? Like, we got Tifa over here. No, she dies. He loses.
Because Aerith is more fun. That's why.
Aerith is not more fun.
What kind of fun are you into?
I know, man.
She seems like the kind of woman who'd want to spend all night like sewing or something.
Yeah,
No,
right.
That's the deception. She's a freak.
Oh, she's a freak in the bed. I see.
Okay.
I see where you're going with it. Okay.
So she's like sweet in the streets and a freak in the sheets. Is what you're saying?
Tifa's the opposite. She's like totally hot, but she's like the most innocent being ever.
Yeah, Tifa's. I think. Look, if we're talking about hot video game, we should do that tournament break. Put that down on the list somewhere.
We should talk about what we want to do for December.
Well, we could do that next week, right?
Yeah, we can if we want.
Yeah,
sure.
We'll talk about it next week, dude. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I think pretty damn good tourney so far, and I think we're getting down to the nitty. I don't think any one of these is less deserving than the other that's there now. So I think we've done a pretty good job, except for Eric shitting on my parade today. I think we're good. Frank likes Tifa's boobs. Yeah, I like everything about that character, especially in the remake, Freak 5. She's looks fantastic. How dare you, Freak 5? Freak 5 is exile. I'm not even going to read that out loud, man. That's terrible. How dare you? How dare you, Skodoma, agree with that? Son of a bitch. You're both exiled. It's the end of the show. Let's go. Let's do the plugs. Let's get out of here. But Breakman, do your plugs, son of a bitch, laughing. Dare you. How dare you?
That's all.
All right. What plugs? Break.
I got nothing to plug. I don't have anything.
Nothing?
I don't have any social media.
All right.
I got a Facebook, but I never use it.
Yeah, Facebook. What is Facebook?
Yeah.
Eric, your plugs.
You can find my written reviews on BostonBastardBrigade.com, or you can go to the feed for the podcasts, which is rpgrinders.podbean.com. And you can listen to my audio reviews, which is where most of the newer reviews are, until I feel like writing again. I don't know when that will be, though. But I just find it easier to do an audio review, and I could promote the podcast at the same time. So I do that. But if you like either of those things, and you want to support me, there's the link to my Patreon and my Twitter or Blue Sky profiles at EricRPG.
All right. You can follow me on social media, Frank Branches, on Blue Sky, and on, for now, X, which I think it's like on its death now, the way that it seems to me.
The advertisers are backing off again.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're going with the same kind of reasoning that I was, that their ads are being shown in the same breath as like not promoting Nazism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy, like I said, there was somebody making money off of doxing somebody else, and I'm just like, I can't support that.
Yeah. All right. You can follow me on any of the systems, RPGrinders, or I believe Frank Branches will also get you there on any of the systems. My friends list are wide open, so you're more than welcome to add me. PlayStation. I'm mostly on PlayStation, but I do
also on my profile.
I do from time to time go on the Xbox and the Switch, so add me there. Freak 5 is exiled because he's a son of a bitch. What else here? Let's see. What else? Oh, watch When Evil Lurks. It's a great movie. I gave it a 10, Bernie, just to let you know. You knew I would? It's a great movie, isn't it? It's a great movie. All right, make sure you watch that. And Skodom was exiled too, you son of a bitch. And Breakman too, son of a bitch. I don't know why. I just wanted to say Breakman's Exiled, just cause.
Use a bedpan.
We
Picking
should call
on.
this episode Bedpan Accessories.
I'm not naming it. I gotta do tonight's episode too. I'm not doing that, sons of bitches. All right. How dare you, Bernie? Get out of here. I'm gonna kick you out of studio. I swear I will. You just keep it up there, Missy. Scotum was exiled again, you son of a bitch. Okay, anything else, gentlemen? Oh, I want to say thanks to all the chatters, Scotum and Freak 5, even though they're sons of bitches. And every other person that was lurking like Oriana, Owanella, HV Days, Alicidra, ASMR Miyu, Commander Root, Donk7, Dropsnat, Mark 8B, L82W, Mark Zink, Marksy, and Vimercy. Thank you all, and thanks everybody on the archives listening. Really appreciate it. And I'll be in. If you guys want to check out some shenanigans in the following week, I might have a live on my other channel, Mexican Longhair. Gross, Scotoma. That's just nasty. Let's see.
You're just not going to acknowledge what Freak said at all.
I'm not. I'm not acknowledging any of this nonsense. I'm going to be in Vegas, so check out my other channel, Mexican Longhair. And you guys might see some live hijinks in Las Vegas. Hopefully we'll win some money like we did last year. That would be fun. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Is that how you're buying your Christmas presents?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm like gambling on Christmas presents.
Stay
So hopefully-
safe and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that's right. Happy Thanksgiving, because we the show will be after. We'll actually be live on Black Friday, if you can believe that, and maybe we can say if we got any deals or anything like that. I doubt it. I'm gonna be in Vegas, so I'm not gonna care. But
I still have like several games I bought last Black Friday.
I know. Some cheapy games from last year that you got to get to. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in no rush.
All right. That's about it. Stay safe this week and this week until the next until next week.
Fucking turkey.
Yeah. Stay safe this week. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Dare you, Scotoma, son of a bitch. Exiled. You're exiled after this show, Scotoma, you son of a bitch. Okay, everybody in chat, Scotoma and Freak 5, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Check me out next week. I'll be live a couple of times, I think, during the Vegas trip. So be there Sunday through Wednesday. So anyways, guys in chat, thank you. And everybody in the archives, thank you guys and gals as well. Thank you so much.